We identified really the habits of mind of students and putting students in the driver's seat of their own learning as really some of the deficiencies in the schools.
The Deeper Learning Academy is a cohort of public schools who are working together to incorporate the deeper learning competencies. The cohort is made up of teachers who are committed to designing and implementing interventions in their classroom and schools that deepen student learning. Teachers at Barrington High School identified deeper learning competencies they felt were lacking in their school. They determined that many students did not have a self-directed learning mindset. Teachers broke up into small groups to design solutions to address the problem. They took those ideas back to their school and tried them out.
I was excited because it was never high pressure. It was basically, you go and do what excites you, what gets you excited about this topic.
Teachers implemented their projects during the school year to see if they could shift students' mindsets.
Well, my first project-based learning activity was in freshman world history activity on imperialism. And students at my school and in my class are very high-achieving students, and they want to remain high-achieving students. So they wanted to know a lot of particulars about how they were going to be graded. And with project-based learning, some days they weren't graded. It was days where they were to do their research, where they were to contact me or have conversations with each other. And that was very uncomfortable for them. Fast forward 3 weeks after that, we did another smaller project-based learning activity. And I found that students were asking far less questions about the grading and about the particulars, and they were asking more questions about creative ways that they could go deeper with their learning.
Although the work had a learning curve, students soon became more accustomed to the process and began taking it in new directions.
We focused on a need for students to understand how they're learning and what to do when they're either at home or they're in an on-demand assessment and they don't know, they get stuck. One freshman ended up creating a Google Classroom for all 9th graders, and it's across all subjects. It's not just, it started English in all the resources that we have, and then it went to biology and math and science. So now they've had, or the different sciences. So now they have, 200 kids in a Google Classroom where they all create resources, or they find great YouTube links that explain something well, or they've got this great sample that maybe Mrs. Bannon gave that Mr. Blanchard didn't give, and that helps us teachers out as well, but it's also student-led and student-directed and student-run.
By the end of the year, students' attitudes shifted from being overly concerned with grades to adopting a self-directed mindset. This shift enabled them to take their learning into their own hands and create collective resources.
At the end of the day, I don't think any rational teacher is going to say, I think that this is bad. I don't, I think like to have kids be invested in their own learning and forging cross-curricular connections and demonstrating transferable skills, like who doesn't like that?
For more information on the Deeper Learning Academy, visit the Levers to Learn website.